Well, 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 Davy. Well, well, well. As my Uncle Mills used to always say, well, 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 Davy. Well, well, well. So yesterday, there was a big update for Windows. Now, I've been burned on Windows updates before. Now, can you see me and can you hear me? Tommy, can you hear me? That's the question. As far as I can tell, and I did double, triple check this, it's working. But who knows? So I do the update. It takes a long time. And then, nightmares of nightmares, all my Elgato stuff. Oh, Gordon says he can hear. Thank you, thank you. So then all my Elgato stuff, my microphone, my lights, all that software says, hey, we're going to do an update too. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I'm glad it's the afternoon because this is going to take me the rest of the night to update all this. And unlike updating stuff on Apple, you update it and it's done, and then you move on with your life. Well, with Windows, you update and everything gets forgotten, as they say in the technical world. Nothing's remembered, you have to reset everything. Oh. So I reinstall, install, restart, start, restart, and sure enough, I fire up Streamlabs, our streaming software, everything's broken. Nothing's there. I have to delete all the audio and video things, put things back, and then other things get deleted, which have never happened before. Restart that, restart the machine, come back. All the Elgato stuff seems to be working, though, thank goodness. The mouse, software updated. It's like, oh boy, this is going to be a bad day. And so I test for about an hour, just messing around with Streamlabs, this, that, the chat bot, to see if it's actually me or the bot that's speaking. Is it the Streamlabs bot or is it my bot? Well, Davey, this one says Streamlabs. And I tested this right before we went on the air. So this morning, you remember things, everything goes into sleep overnight, and you wake up and you say, hey. So I turn everything on, everything seems to still be working. And one thing that's nice about Windows, I will say, is that when things sleep, they seem to wake up okay. You don't have to close Chrome 12 times a day and restart it to get it working fast. On the Mac, an older Mac, 4 years old, it likes everything closed at the end of the day, go to sleep, wake up, and then restart everything. Windows so far doesn't seem to have that problem. They'll leave everything open. I think I have 83 tabs open across all kinds of different Chrome things. So I wake up the computer. Okay, Discord's there. Yes. Talking to people. Okay. Internet. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, we're okay. Yes. And then time to do the show. And I start up Streamlabs. Hey. Looking good. Oh, the bot's working. Ooh, oh, ooh. And then all of a sudden, the screen freezes. And I try to change the scene, won't change. Everything's locked up. So I thought, okay, close it. I force close it. I close everything else. I said, okay, when this happens with Streamlabs, I remember from my getting help from tech support days that they really love Streamlabs. If you have any problems, to re-download the software, reinstall it, and everything will be fine. So I did that, but it takes 10 minutes. And then I thought, well, I'm going to have to delete everything again and add back the audio and the visual, even though you're not supposed to. The updates are supposed to just refresh everything. You're going to be fine. And so everything was very slow. It would not open. I'm sitting here. It's 8:45. It's 8:50. What's going on? So finally, I just restarted the computer. And then when you restart your computer and everything's loaded, then you wait another 5 minutes because everything's secretly loading that you can't see loading. And if things get interrupted on a computer, they don't like it and they fight back. Rise of the machines. The machines can do the work. And so I open Chrome. Chrome seems to be working, so that's good. Then I open the Streamlabs. And amazingly, it looks good. My audio's still there. The video is still there. Nothing's freezing, going back between scenes. Nothing's out of the ordinary. Nothing's amiss yet. Except now for my Streamlabs bot, which really bothers me. But sometimes it clears up on its own. Let's see if it clears up on its own. It's not clearing up on its own, which tells me I might have to log out, log in, and that's a big process that I have to do after the show. But I was very grateful in some ways that because I was ready to go live, that the camera freeze, which I would not have been able to see with our starting screen, was not going to work. Because if you freeze in the middle of a stream, then you have to stop the stream, you have to restart the stream, you have to do all that stuff, and then 15 minutes later back online, and then you have two versions of your show that day. Do you keep one? Do you throw away the first one, start the second one? Nobody knows. It's a big problem. But one thing that I noticed when everything looked like it was fixed and I was back online, I was like, oh boy. I was checking out the camera, because this camera, the Elgato camera, I have to turn off auto balance because it tries to brighten everything. So everything's super bright and super hot white. I wouldn't get these nice shadows we see behind me. I said, gosh, my face looks so much darker today than it was yesterday. I don't know what's wrong with my camera. Maybe my lights are off. I don't know what to do. And the show is starting soon. And then you calm down, only a little bit. And you say to yourself, hey, yesterday was Tan Sierra Shirt Day, which is a very light color. And one of the greatest properties of light, especially in stage lighting and cinematic lighting, is it reflects. You don't want really direct light on something. You want to bounce it off something first, and then it looks glowing instead of harsh. And then I said to myself, oh, I'm wearing a dark green shirt. And this color, any dark color, sucks up light. So my face naturally doesn't get the bounce from my Tan Sierra shirt. And so my face looks a little redder today than it did yesterday, where it looked a little tanner and lighter. It's a lesson in lighting. And I love my Tan Sierra joke because it's directly from Fargo. And the greatest joke about Tan Sierra, is that the car was not tan. That was the big joke. It was actually kind of a burgundy. It was brownish burgundy reddish, not tan. But that's what the manufacturers called it. So that's what's funny. My second car was a Ford Futura 2. The Ford Futura 1 was not enough. We had to have a second one. And the color was not red, not rusty, not tan. It was russet. R-U-S-S-E-T. And of course, if you know me, I would not call my car red because the color is russet. And people say, what kind of car are you driving up? What should I look for? Russet Futura. What? What kind of car is that? Nobody knows what Ford Futura is. Nobody knows. My very first car was a Plymouth Fury 2 with positive traction, 1966. And you go to the DMV and insurance company and say, what color's the car? You say, russet. And they say, what? Rust? No, R-U-S-S-E-T, russet. Oh, okay. So like red? Yeah, dark red. Okay, I'll put down dark red. But technically and legally, I think if you were looking for the car in some kind of emergency and you wanted to match it to the vehicle, you would say Ford Futura 2, russet in color. So that's my big drama for the day. Russet like a potato. Well, that's a very good question. Now I have to look this up. It's been a while. And I guess I should go show this. Meow. Russet, reddish brown in color. Gardens of russet and gold chrysanthemums. Archaic, which is probably the Ford Futura 2. That terse epigrammatic style with its russet Saxon. A reddish brown color. In woods in autumn are a lot of russet and gold. I guess it is russet. Like a potato. I guess it is like a potato.
Russet. 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 Russet.
But it was a very dark red. It wasn't like a russet potato. It was darker than that. Now add potato and see if it matches. Russet. I mean, a little misspelling here. Russet potato. Hey. What's the difference between russet? Oh, well, now we have to know. What is the difference between russet red and Yukon gold potatoes? Nothing really compares to my love of potatoes. Now, this must have been written by Jana Marie, because this is exactly her entire philosophy of living is, give me a potato. Celebration foods, mashed potatoes. And yes, I'm pronouncing it potatoes because I'm an annoying person. Los Angeles, potatoes, tomatoes. Life is short. My 3 go-to gold potatoes are russet, red, and Yukon gold. I love them all equally. I don't believe that because they do taste differently. Russet, French fries baking. Russet is your classic ruddy-skinned potato. It looks like a cartoon drawing of a potato. This potato is your best friend for baking. The flesh is very dry and the skin is thick, so you can bake it crisp on the outside, and inside it will get fluffy. The perfect thing to soak up butter and sour cream. Commissioner Gordon says, I prepare a baked potato for Elizabeth and subsequently Chaim, but never Malka, it seems. Or yourself. At least twice a week. And then mashed potatoes for everyone about once a week and sometimes more. I hope you're including the cats in that. At least our cat loved to have a little potato. Or he at least liked to lick the butter off of the potato. Anything we were having, Jack had to have. It was just part of it. Well, that's very interesting. A russet potato. Brown russet. Yeah, that's our favorite potato, I will say. But that was not the color of Gar. Oh, Malka loves mashed and mashed only. Oh, a potato snob. Now you need to do, I think I even wrote an article about this, the partatoes for Malka, which is half parsnips and half potato, all mixed together with like soy milk and a little vegan butter. Oh, it's sweet and creamy and potato-like. It's very delicious. Oh, it'll have to be snuck. He would have to sneak it. Well, that's too bad. Don't sneak on your kids. If they're not interested, let it go. Seeing if I can find a Ford Futura 2. That is russet in color. I don't know. Now, these are the cool looking Futuras. I had the ugly looking one with the weird window in the back. This might be it. Trying to see images. Now, these are cool cars. Mine did not. Mine was the updated Ford Futura. This one. It sort of looks cool from the outside, but inside, what'd I do? But inside, it's very hard to see because of that side window. You can't see out of the side window. So you have your blind spot is that entire pillar. Cool looking car though on the road, but inside was very cramped, very dark, and very claustrophobic. And I can't find the color russet, but that's okay. This is sort of the color. It's like a dark, shiny, golden russet color. I like the color. I'm not arguing about the color. The color is beautiful. So the last couple of days we've been talking about Eric Bentley and Mark Blitzstein. And so I have been thinking a lot about that and thinking about my wonderful time at Columbia with Eric Bentley and Howard Stein. And I had several wonderful, deep conversations with Eric Bentley. And so I was able to procure this book that we talked about right here. The Playwriters Thinker. Yes. Eric Bentley looking at me. Do it the right way. That's what they do with tattoos, right? Tattoos look forward. Faces look forward. So faces look at each other. Eric Bentley, the Playwriters Thinker. And Gordon says, in my last piece of art that was in a tribute to Mark, Gordon, you're giving away the store. This is called the setup. So this is the fourth version of The Playwriters Thinker by Eric Bentley. And you can see right up here, European theater of the drama, Wagner, Ibsen, Strindberg, and Brecht. Those are the giants, really, of the modern theater. And none of them are American. And the greatest thing about this book is that the intro, this is the fourth edition, was written by Richard Gilman. And Richard Gilman was a theater critic and a big fan of Eric Bentley. And he talks about how he stumbled upon Eric Bentley in Provincetown and went up and introduced himself. It's a beautiful story. And then you realize, when you read the back of the book, which is, I guess, with, about the authors. And it says, Richard Gilman, it's very dark in here. Richard Gilman, 1923 to 2006. Okay. Eric Bentley was born in England in 1916 and became an American citizen in 1948. Okay. Gilman was the child, Gilman was the student, Eric Bentley was the master. This was published in 2010. Richard Gilman died at the age of 83 in 2006. Eric Bentley died in 2020 at 103. So I'm sure the publishers of this book said, oh my gosh, this will be a great tribute to Eric Bentley. And it became a tribute to Richard Gilman, who died 20 years younger than the master that he was in awe of. It's really an amazing story. And I just would love to know how Eric Bentley was able to survive in a 12-room apartment on the Upper West Side of Manhattan and live to the ripe old age of 93. I think we figured out that when he was at Columbia, he must have been in his late 70s. And he was in bad shape. He was not in great shape when I knew him. He could not really hear and was very frustrated and very prickly because he had a disability that he just didn't really know how to deal with, and he dealt with it poorly. So imagine living the next 30 years of your life in that sort of isolation and misery. But it wasn't enough to kill him, because by gosh, he wouldn't be killed. He decided to live a long and fruitful life for the betterment of it. I just find it fun in a Greek gods sort of way that the foreword to the book was written by a dead man. And the guy who wrote the book, who you would think would be dead, is alive and kicking for the next 10 years. I guess maybe his books sustained him. I don't think he ever worked anywhere, Eric Bentley, long enough to get a pension. I don't think he came from a rich family. So it must be his books. He has 3 or 4 very famous theater books. Wrote 4 big plays of his own as a playwright because he felt it was necessary to prove his ideas and his credentials in the scheme of it as a playwright, which is absolutely the right way to do it. Now we're going to take a very brief blood pressure break and come back and talk about artwork and branding and Gucci everywhere. We'll be back in a moment. And we are back here live on Boles.tv, BOLES.tv, live Monday through Friday, every day right here, 9 a.m. And on the weekends, January is here at 11 a.m. Eastern. Well, just to put a final touch on this Eric Bentley thing, we're looking at each other this way, yes. It's hard to recreate when you have the right people in the right time in the right place. You're very lucky if you can find it, even once in your life, and I've had it several times. But being at Columbia and being able to study with Eric Bentley and Howard Stein, I mean, we went through this book individually together as part of a training that I asked for, page by page. It's that thick and it's that dense. And it was a wonderful time in your life where your whole life revolved around thinking and writing and creating, and you're with very smart minds, and then you graduate and you're done and you're in the world and all your great mentors and people you admire are dead, and it's all up to you to keep going. And sure, you can teach, meh. As I tell my students creating the golden circle, I study with Eric Bentley and Howard Stein, and you study with me, and so you're also studying in a circular fashion with Eric Bentley and Howard Stein. But it's different. Teaching is different because you're supposed to know stuff. You can still ask questions and try to figure things out, and sometimes your students can help you figure it out, and sometimes they don't know. And that was the great thing about Eric Bentley and Howard Stein, is they knew everything. They knew the history. They knew every play, inside, outside, backward, and forward. They would quote you from the plays, including Shakespeare. They just knew it. I have worked on this similar sort of mastery, but there's a reason some people are masters. Something here is pinging on my Discord, and I don't know if this is a bot invasion or what, but something's going on. Something's going on, and I'm not sure what it means. I'm getting these very strange incoming pending friend requests. But this one is from our old friend Igba. I don't understand it. I will say yes. I wonder if this is about the NFT thing. I don't know. They have been missing. And I announced this alpha test on the major social network thing that we're going to talk about in a minute. And I thought Igba would be one of the first people to show up, but it didn't show up, didn't say anything. Okay, now back to the Now I'm back to the live show. I asked if Igba knew about our about the alpha testing, because I thought she is very desperate to get out there and get known in the world. So I thought this would be a perfect opportunity, but maybe not. Maybe something's lost in translation. It was not been back since we located Igba on a map. And we talked about Raja. Seriously. Hasn't posted anything on Discord since then. Used to like, retweet, forward everything that I did on Twitter. Not anymore. Finish. I am Sabet, he is me. Finish. Out. Stop talking about these things. You're getting me in trouble. Maybe. I don't know. Now, speaking of Gucci, I have often talked about the Oura ring. And I'm not wearing mine right now because I have a tendon problem in my ring finger from my kettlebell workouts, which is completely my fault, not the Oura ring's fault. But I have it right here because I am able to wear it at night. I slip it on because I don't move my hand at night, and I get my night reading, which is what it's supposed to do, really, basically. It tracks you on your sleep, but during the day, it's supposed to be tracking your oxygen levels, your workout levels, your naps. That's the idea. Not really fully realized. So this is my Oura ring. And it is very cheap feeling. It's the whole thing inside is plastic. because that's where all the sensors are. And then the outside, I guess, is like a thin coating of titanium. And the flat black is more expensive than the shiny black. But the flat black we like. All right, so that's my Oura ring, right? And I've had 2 Oura rings, right? Yeah. 2nd gen, and now this is the 3rd generation. 2nd generation was fantastic. Fanboys, fangirls, fan people love the Generation 2 ring. Then they decided to upgrade to a Generation 3 ring. Oh, okay. But they said, hey, if you want to have a lifetime free subscription to your online information, which used to be completely free, but now we're going to start charging subscriptions, you have to buy your Oura ring within 10 days. Now, a lot of people, especially during a pandemic, don't really have access to $300 if you're just buying one ring in 2 weeks. People kind of need a month or 6 weeks to plan their budget, wait for the credit cards to flip. No, 10 days. Now sign up. So a lot of us scrambled to sign up, and other people were furious that they were going to be left out. And then Oura kind of backed down and said, okay, you get another month. And then the people who were forced into signing up in 10 days and put themselves in financial peril, whatever, were upset. I mean, it was just bad decision making everywhere. And then they had problems with their chargers, and their customer service is terrible, and their CEO was ousted. And all of us early adopters for Generation 3 ring are wondering what's going on, because we're supposed to get blood oxygen level testing all during the day, right? That's why we bought it, because we're in the middle of a pandemic. And other updates that didn't happen. They have not happened yet. And there were people who bought after the window who got 6 months free online access, and then they have to start paying every month. So they're saying, well, I'll pay every month, but I want to know all the features of the ring to see if I want to pay for it or not. I'm just not going to pay for it. And so if Oura was forced to extend them, I think another 6 months, because they're very far behind and they've released really nothing new since the ring has been released. And then you hear these stories about changes at Oura, and you're a little shocked about it, and a little upset by it. And then as you're getting ready to do the show, you get an email from Oura. What? An email? Hey, we're Oura. And it's not Gucci plus Oura, or Gucci divided by Oura. Oh, no. It's Gucci times Oura. And when this was reported in the groups, we were like, it can't be. Why? Why don't they fix their software first and worry about this ridiculous Gucci branding later after everything's a success? It's outrageous, I say. What do I know? So you can buy it right now. It's a Gucci branded Oura ring. And here's my favorite part of this whole ridiculous. This is the website, but the email's exactly the same. Shop the collaboration. Okay, sure, I will. And then you click on it, and it didn't used to work. I don't want to click on it now because it's going to go there. Gordon says, always times. LOL, I'm going to speculate that Gucci made a contract, gave them the timeline. Yes, I think you're probably right. But when I clicked on this earlier, it didn't go anywhere. Oh, now it does go somewhere. Okay, that's good. They fixed their website. So Gucci times Oura. I want to go back to the other screen, though. If I can. Go back. Oh, this is a screen. Good. And then they have this little video and this odd, awkward-looking ring on the ring finger. Not on the ring finger, but on the first finger. Exquisite design, precise health metrics, quite simply a flawless blend of fashion and function. I mean, it just looks ridiculous. It's a black Oura ring with some kind of gold braiding and the Gucci logo. And everybody in these pictures are very strange looking and thin. And most people wear an Oura ring because they want to be healthy. They're athletes, they have muscles. Some might be a little heavyweight because they want to lose weight. So, and here's an old woman with her Gucci ring, which is very bizarre. I don't know people who wear their Gucci ring or even their Oura ring on their first finger. It's usually the ring finger of their non-married hand. The monster and I wear it on our marriage fingers because we've been through a lot of rings. And it's not that big a deal to us. So we think it's fun that we wear our Oura ring as our wedding band. So journey into style, and now we get all this stuff. So shop the collaboration. Okay, here we go. So discover the looks. Oh, look, Gucci. Ooh, Gucci blonde medium bag. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Where's the ring? Gucci. And Gucci's, hasn't it kind of changed? Isn't it kind of weird now? Where it used to mean something, have some value, and now it's kind of like a mockery of people who think that they have money and prestige. Well, this isn't the ring, so the ring must be farther down, maybe. I found, let's click on buy, because I did look at this earlier. There's the ugly ring. Now, some people in the group say, hey, it's not a bad looking ring. They thinking it's kind of cool. They like the gold braiding. They like the Gucci logo. That's the box. So I guess part of the Gucci logo is embossed, and the other one, then there's one that's golden. That is the charging stand that has been the bane of my existence. If you go to bolesbells.com and do a search for Oura ring, you will see why the charging stand has been a complete nightmare. So this is a Gucci branded charging stand. Now, I wonder if you slam this also on the table to get it to work, like we had to do with ours. So the Gucci ring, in very small print, you can see, is $950. An Oura ring, this Oura ring right here, non-Gucci, $300. So you're paying, as Gordon would say, $1 million, doing the math, for a logo. And I guess to some people it's important. And some people say, hey, if they want to buy a Gucci ring and pay an extra, Gordon says, I struggle charging my Amazon Halo. You have to line the jaws of recharging just perfectly and sometimes give it a nice squeeze a few times to get it to start charging. That's just ridiculous. And it shouldn't be that way. I completely agree. So you're paying what? An extra $700 with shipping and handling and taxes to get a Gucci Oura ring. And other people say, well, it's great. Maybe if rich people get involved, then it will take off and everyone will love it and will become more successful. And it makes me say, this sounds so familiar, like the original launch of the Apple Watch. And they had a solid gold version of the Apple Watch. The case was solid gold. And it sold for $14,000. And I believe the whole joke was that it was 14 karat gold for $14,000. Gordon says the nice thing about the Halo and the Oura is that you have no screen to look at. It passively measures you, so to speak, without putting too much thought into it. Absolutely right. Put it on and forget it. So the Gucci ring, to me, is just like the golden Apple Watch, which was a dismal disaster. Now, some say Tim Cook just planned this all out to get attention, and only celebrities got the gold Apple Watch for free because they were wearing it. And maybe 2 or 3 ridiculously rich people bought it because they wanted to show off. Now, from a sales standpoint, it was a total and complete disaster. So right before I received the Gucci ring advertisement, I guess they want me to upgrade. we received this, which I found very curious. And it goes to guiltiness of conscience, is what I would say. Aura introduces new workout health rate feature. Gordon also says, speaking of the Apple Watch, mine just told me it's time to stand, but I'm at a standing desk. So I have to walk to the kitchen and around the kitchen island a few times in order for them to acknowledge I'm standing. Or the trick is, Gordon, you just do this, where you're standing. Do that 10 times, you get the credit for the hour. You really don't have to move. Not that I do that. But sometimes if you're on a train or you're in a car and you want that hour, you got to get the hour. And remember, you always get reminded of that at 10 before the hour, if you haven't stood in that hour, and then you get credit for it in the next hour. So people stay up sometimes an extra hour at night to get their whatever hours that they need for their minimum of standing. And I said, look, if you got it in the last hour at 50 on the hour, you have it for you can go to bed. You don't have to stay up another hour. No, I'm not going to break my streak. I said, you won't break your streak. You're fine. So Aura introduces a new workout heart rate feature. Now, nobody's waiting for this. We're all waiting for the blood oxygen thing that we all now know is not going to probably happen. Or it's going to be very poorly implemented because it's going to take a lot of battery power. And right now, this lasts maybe 3-4 days. And then you have to recharge it, which is not terrible. Some people have already had their Gen 3 ring replaced after 3-4 months. And our music has stopped. Is it going to continue? I thought it would, but maybe it's not going to. We'll force it to continue, because that's what we do on this show. I think it's playing the same song. That's just fine. I'll deal with it. So now they have this new workout heart rate feature, which I didn't even know was coming out. Rolling out through June of 2022. They're letting us know now, and we don't even have it yet. To all Gen 3 members, Workout Heart Rate HR helps you understand the relationship between your workouts and your overall health. Building on your already useful insights, Workout HR drives smart guidance that helps you blah blah. I mean, come on now. All this is doing is tracking your workouts, but it already does that, because at the end of the day you'll say, hey, did you go for a walk between 1 and 1:45 today? If so, click this and we'll record it for you. What's the difference? Automatic activity detection and location. It rounds out the range of data. We already have all of this, but see, they're panicked because the hardcore people who want this for health are waiting for the health features to be released. But, as Commissioner Gordon suggests, they're under contract to release the Gucci ring by now because they thought everything healthy would be released by now. So they sort of have to make up this great revelation and then half an hour later send the Gucci email. And speaking of Gucci, I've waited 1 hour to say that transition. And speaking of Gucci, we have a new rising NFT artist on the scene. You know him as Commissioner Gordon Davidescu. He is now an NFT artist, appearing live and in person yesterday for the first time on OpenSea. His artwork, as he unfortunately revealed a little bit too early today, was about the murder of Mark Blitzstein in a foreign land that was covered up, and then uncovered, and then covered up. Because we believe that he was a gay man, and nobody wanted that revealed, other than him, because he was very out about it. An unfortunate murder. Muckduck. 4 views. Owned by this mysterious person. We don't exactly know who this person is. We have an idea who it might have been. You can make an offer. What is the description of this? From Commissioner Gordon Davidescu. Struck down in the prime of his life for merely existing, this murder, muck-duck, was unwarranted and, of course, unnecessary. Made with construction paper and one piece of cardboard from Amazon and a little bit of hot glue. No potatoes involved. Yet. We might get an animated version of russet potatoes somehow doing something. About the paper-crafted scenes of life in art, scenes from life as depicted in art made with craft paper and other materials. Delightful. And I admire Gordon for figuring this out in a day and having fun and playing around with it. And then we did try to help get this included in our alpha test for a major social media network test. And even though Gordon and I don't know anything, blind leading the blind is the bad adjective of what happened yesterday. It appears that this piece of art was published on the Polygon network. And my testing wallet is on the Ethereum network. And we have seemed to conclude that even though my Ethereum wallet uses the to address, it was sent to that wallet, which does not exist to anybody, on the Polygon network. At least that's what we think, because we don't know anything. We know potatoes. We don't know anything about NFT art, other than we like it. So this owned by thing is sort of me in a way, but it's not me in any way. And you can click on this and you can see it's been delivered and blah, 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 and all that. But really, as we also kind of figured out, it appears that it was just burned. And that's the beauty and the tragedy of blockchain. It's decentralized. Nobody controls it. And people have lost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of artwork and money by either mistyping or copying and pasting the correct wallet. So it gets sent out to the wrong place and it's gone forever. The commissioner's checking in. Could you claim to OpenSea that you are that person? I don't know. There's no way to get it back. Once it's sent and it's on the blockchain, it's over. And that's where you get all these double check, triple check, triple double check. But when you told me that when you posted this that there was no gas fee to send it to me, I knew that something was wrong, because there's always a gas fee on the Ethereum network, because you can't send anything on the Ethereum network without paying gas. But at the time we were having that conversation late yesterday afternoon, the gas fee was $3, which is not terrible. It's been as high as $150. And the average is between like $8 and $34, which is a lot of money. So once it's gone forever. And you can never, ever, 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 ever get it back, because nobody has the power to get it back. And that's why with this alpha test I'm doing for this major, I have to tell these artists, look, you know me, that's why I contacted you. I have purchased your stuff in the past. That's how you know me and I know you. So I have to do this test with this certain wallet. And then as the test moves on and I can use my real wallet, I have 3 choices for you. And you will decide the fate of that NFT, not me. Even though technically it would be with me. But that's okay. Gordon says, so could I, in theory, mint a second NFT on the Ethereum network with the same image, making it a 2 of 2? Yes, you could. Yes, you could. Now, I don't think they will charge you a gas fee. I don't think OpenSea to do that. But if somebody buys it, they pay the gas fee. Or if you airdrop it to me, you would pay the gas fee. And I would hope, just hoping, not suggesting, that you would make 2 more. One that you send to my regular address that I can celebrate right away, and then one to this stupid testing address. But that's up to you. Maybe you want to make them different. Add a potato to one of them. I don't know. And I do have an assignment for you. When you're done with this, I need you to create one that is an animated GIF in some way. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look for Xcode. We've talked about Xcode before, right? And one that's some kind of little movie, because those are the three things that Facebook wants to test. They want to test static images, they want to test animated GIFs, and they want to test a movie. And I'm trying to get Jana Marie in on this too, so we're going to do some interesting, fun sign language things, I hope. But I don't know how to do a movie. I don't know how to do an animated GIF. All I do is collect. So I have to now become a creator in it to make this happen, which I'm delighted to do. So I tell these NFT artists, look, there are three things that are going to happen with that NFT that you send me. Even though you're sending it to me and it's off the blockchain and I technically control it, I own it, just like Seth Green, right? This whole rigmarole going on with his stolen Bored Ape. And he knows who has it. Dark something 84, Dark Matter 84, I think. And they're in negotiation. He doesn't want to go legal. He just wants, I think, to buy it back from him for a certain amount of money because he wants to do a television show based on his ape. Okay. But Seth Green, because this other person, from whatever means, has his ape, he has no way to go get it. He could technically try to sue for it, but that's going to take years. You can't go to the authorities. He might be able to report something being stolen, but that doesn't mean that the authorities have any way to get it back to him. Oh my gosh, it's Jana Marie checking in. And I'm not even wearing a Jana Marie shirt today. If I knew, I would put it on right now. JJ will figure it out. We will figure it out. It's very difficult. Because we've got to do it right. It's going to be the idea I have is so good. I just don't know if we make a movie first or if we somehow animate two images into a GIF. I don't know how to do it, but I have to figure it out because it's too good an opportunity. Not just for the Facebook thing, but for litigation. Beyond that, just to sell NFTs of the Jana Marie. People will buy because we know what you're going to be signing, and it's going to be fun. See if I can find Xcode. I've talked about this person many, many times in the past. If it's, I can't remember who it is. What's his name? Xcopy. It's Xcopy. This is the guy who made $24 million in 45 minutes with animated GIFs. Gordon, the world is yours. And I'm not jealous. I applaud Xcopy for having, I would say, the gall to sell hundreds of these at the time they were minted for $3,000 each. That, $3,000. And now it's selling for $9,000. So I say to these NFT artists, look, there are three things that are going to happen with this NFT that you sent me, because I don't want to have to pay for this, because I'm donating my time to Facebook to test this. If you want the exposure and a Q&A that we'll do in writing, and maybe even a live Facebook stream where I interview you, which I think would be very beneficial, take advantage of it, because Facebook is really behind this. They're pushing it. They like this idea. Not my idea specifically, but the idea of putting NFTs on their pages. So I said, I will either, once you send it to me, and you pay the gas fee because you're airdropping it to me, I will burn it, just like Gordon Davidescu did with his own piece of artwork. I will burn it, which is, there are addresses you can use to burn. It's a dead Ethereum address that goes nowhere. You transfer it to that dead address and it's gone forever. And a lot of artists do that. They, make 5,000 of something and only 1,000 sells, so they have 4,000 left and nobody's buying. My gosh, what do? You burn the 4,000 and then the floor, the bottom price, becomes the original 1,000 instead of basically zero because you have 4,000 that are unsold. I will either burn it, I will send it back to you, so I'm borrowing it, and pay the gas fee, or we can work out a deal where I forward it to my real account, my real wallet, and then we'll work out a deal where you get back what you need from it. And I said, those are the three choices I can think of. If you have other choices, that's fine. But those three options, the decision is yours, not mine, because it's your artwork. And we're celebrating you, and we're putting it on Facebook, and we're delighted, but I don't own it. And so far, there have been a couple of, I get it. I'm doing it. Well, and one of them is Ishita Banerjee of Soul Curry Art. Look her up. I have some of her artwork. I'll go see if I can find it. She immediately said, I'm in. Didn't ask me any questions. She gets it. The younger, less established artists are like, I don't know. Are you going to pay the gas fee? No. If I want to spend $3 to be featured in an alpha test on a major social media platform, I don't know. And then the people who know, the successful people, I'm in, what's the address? I'm on it. And it makes a difference. It makes a big difference. And Ishita is one of my favorite people. She answers her DMs on Twitter. She will educate you. She will friend you. And she's also the one who lost all that money in the World of Women NFT ripoff, which gives me great delight that she was able to share that terrible, terrible sorrow. This is one of her pieces that I own. She co-did this with another NFT artist because they're both abstractionists, Gabe Wise. And it's just beautiful. Her side is the left side, his side is the right side. Thinkers and dreamers. Can I go to their website or not website? No, this is something else Gordon needs to work on. Properties, art, artist, edition. Some of them have traits. Cut out piece of paper. 2% of my artwork has that. A baked potato with fewer than 1% has that. And then there are websites that actually evaluate all of that. It's very funny. Well, I can't seem to find. I'll do it this way. Soul Curry Art, Ishita. First one in. Big name, super successful. I can't afford any of her artwork because she's too big and too powerful. There she is. Now, it would be great to talk to her about her artwork and where she lives in Canada. Why, how, when she got into it, why Cubism. I have so many stories to ask her because I do follow her and I do really, really appreciate her artwork. Very interesting. Those are things she's collected here, stuff that she has created. And she is verified on OpenSea, which is the blue check mark, which is very important because then you know you're buying from someone who's not going to rip you off later. So this is some of her artwork. It's just delightful. Fun, interesting. It's NFT art all over again. Gordon says, I have a second NFT ready to try to send you. Oh boy! Now this is a warning to Jana Marie Sweeney. Gordon is now 2 up on us. 2! We have none! Gordon has thrown down the challenge. And we're very delighted that he is playing along and should be part of this. I think it's a wonderful story to do with Gordon. Gordon, why did you get into this NFT stuff? What are you doing? Who are you? Do you eat potatoes? Tell us about this artwork you use. How did you decide? What is your inspiration? I think it's a lot of fun. We will have fun with it in written form, and it should be Facebook Live. I asked Facebook, I said, do you want that kind of thing? What are you thinking? And I don't know if they exactly know yet, but that's okay because I know. I know what I'm going to do. I already see this whole thing how it's going to unfold, and it's going to be really fantastic. And now it's that time of the day for a brief blood pressure break. We will return momentarily. And we are back from break. I'm David Boles. This is Boles.tv, BOLES.television. And we are here Monday through Friday, live 9 a.m. Eastern. And I forgot to see if our friend Igba says something. Okay. Our friend Igba does not know about the Facebook thing, which shocks me because Igba has been involved in everything we did, and then we revealed that Igba is mad at Putin. Never came back. Okay, so let me know if you needed help. Okay, that's done. Now, why Igba is not just in the public server, why Igba is doing this in a private message, I don't know. Why do people do things? I don't know. Probably because Igba doesn't want to be in public with me anymore. So Gordon said, should I send it to the test address? Absolutely. So this. Gordon and I just might do a magic trick right now, live on the show. This is my new account 1, right? Very specific. MetaMask wallet. As you can see right now, there's nothing in there. It's dead and empty. We thought we were going to have paper art there yesterday, but it did not arrive. I kept pulling down and refreshing and importing my tokens and my NFTs. Oh, here, I was on the wrong screen. I have to NFTs. No NFTs yet. Learn more. You click on that. It said, Gordon, where is it? Don't see your NFT? Import your NFTs. So if Gordon sends something, theoretically, it should arrive in a minute or two. So yesterday, when it didn't arrive after like 20 minutes, I think we both knew something was deadly wrong. Blind leading the blind is what I said earlier. That's probably not appropriate anymore. Dumber and dumber is probably more appropriate. And I'm both dumbers, not Gordon. Nobody messes with the commissioner. So I'm very delighted that Ishita is on board with this. And she's very smart to know that this is an opportunity. And one of the NFT artists that I approached said, is this going to lead to an NFT marketplace? And that means a place like Coinbase and like OpenSea, where you can go to a page, my page, their page, excuse me, and then purchase the NFT and then put it on your Facebook account. Now, to me, that's absolutely where all of this is going, because it's natural. It's a form of income. It gets people involved on the network, on the platform. Love it. So I asked my contacts. And usually when I ask, I get a response back pretty quickly. I'm very surprised. They're super responsive, which delights me. But this took all day. Late. It was like 6:30 p.m. my time. And I asked right early in the morning. So like 12 hours to get a response. And the response was, well, we don't want to reveal anything like that yet. We're sticking to the NDA. We can't say we're not going to reveal any plans. And by the way, are you the only administrator of your page, or do you have other people? I said, no, okay. I respect the NDA. I won't. I'll tell them we don't know. There's no response. We don't know if there's going to be an NFT marketplace or not. And yes, I am the sole administrator of my page. And they said, okay, great. We'll send you to the beta release soon. Okay. I guess last week I signed something. Maybe it was the alpha release. I don't know. They send me stuff and I sign it. Because I do think it's a very interesting idea. I love that Twitter allows you to use an NFT as your profile picture. Now, Mr. Gordon, you should send one to yourself. And then you can, well, I guess do you have to have Twitter Blue? And then you can use your artwork as your profile pic, which I think would be very cute. And there used to be you had to have Twitter Blue for that PFP, which is $3 a month. But then I thought they were going to expand that where you didn't have to have Twitter Blue to have PFP. I don't know. I'm just going along for the ride. But I do love the idea that you can go to my Twitter profile right now. Boing, 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 boing. Right there, and you can see that this is, I guess they call it octagonal. So that is your first clue that, oh, hey, this is an NFT. This is not just a picture. I wish they would also do the same thing for the banner. This banner is my NFT too, but we don't know that. But here's the beauty part. You click on the profile pic. And this is why artists should get behind this. And it tells you the background of who owns this piece of art, where it came from, who the artist is. Turquoise Man by Kelly Moore. And you can go down here and click on NFT details. And this gives you all the technical stuff that you never want to know and you never knew you had. It's the creator's Ethereum address, what network it's on, Ethereum, who owns it, hello, description, he had a stand, sold beautiful things, he was the Turquoise Man. Now who can resist that? It's a one of one. Flea Market by Kelly Moore, art by Kelly Moore. Most of the art for these NFTs was created at a flea market on the Davidescu Indian Reservation at my shack I called Dark Bird's Palace. I worked as a struggling artist there for 10 years until the market closed. It was a beautiful place, set in front of the San de Cristo Mountains, with views of the volcano to the west as well. From this dream came my story of Flea Market Landia. Think of my collection as a deep dive into flea market, where surprises await. Mostly one of ones, love that, starting around 0.10 Ethereum with 5 and 5s starting lower. Love it. Properties, a face. Details, blockchain, token. What is an NFT? It's a good question. People don't know. NFT is short for non-fungible tokens. Digital items you own. Proof of ownership. That's what I like. Is stored on a blockchain, a digital database that is publicly available. Bang. Love it. That's what it means to be an NFT artist on Twitter. Oh, our friend Ig was back. The live stream. Did Igba go back far enough? Gucci. Did Igba go far enough to find the alpha test? It doesn't look like it. And Igba has not sent me a private message. I have a feeling Igba's looking. And I said, hey, if you need help, let me know. Checking my account. No NFTs yet. Pull it down and check. Interesting. I use Coinbase Wallet. This is MetaMask. They're all the same and they're all totally different. Gordon says, struggling to get the Ethereum into my MetaMask to pay for the gas. Yeah, see, that's it. It's not a frictionless process. And probably 90% of my friends would not be able to do what Gordon has done so far. And 98% of them would not be able to do what Gordon is trying to do now, which is how to get Ethereum from one place as a US dollar into your account as Ethereum dollars. It's very challenging, and it's not welcoming, and it's not friendly. So maybe Facebook, other companies are finding ways to make this much easier to do. But yeah, you have to verify your identity first time, and then you have to set up either a credit card, and many credit card companies do not want you to buy Ethereum or Bitcoin, or they charge you as a They charge it as cash advance, I guess is how they code it. Some of them do. Maybe some of them are stopping to do that now. And then you have it in your wallet, and then you have to spend it to either buy something or you use it for gas. So it's a big process. It's a little bit easier to do when you just set it up to like use your debit card from your bank. Then you just boom, boom, and it's done. If you're going from Bitcoin to Ethereum to gas, you have to swap is the term, the Bitcoin for the Ethereum at the rate, and then pay swap fees. It's a big thing we don't really talk about because it discourages people. And it makes their eyes glaze over as you're talking about it. Oh, I have to do what now? But once you're in, and once you're set up, then it's easy. You did all the hard work. The hard work is getting it set up so it works. So our magic might not happen right away because you can't rush this. You've got to make sure it's right. You got to put in all the information. If you type it in wrong, then the verification people say, "Who are you? We have to re-verify you in a different way." And it can take up to 24 hours. Now, because I've been doing this a lot, I think a lot of these networks that want me to ID myself, I've already ID'd with them in the past, so, it's 30 seconds, and it gets approved, or whatever the term is. So, yesterday we briefly talked about the terrible shooting in Texas, and what are we going to do, and we have so many guns in America, and there's no way out of it because the Republicans and the gun owners don't want anything to change. They think we need more guns. Texas Governor Greg Abbott said it could have been worse. Talking about the death of 20 people. It could have been a lot worse. Yeah, a lot worse. Could have had 50, 100 people dead. Oh, you only had 20. A lot worse could have been. More people need guns. And the police, who know, say, look, guns are not going to stop these kind of people. We have to stop them before they get in the building. We have to find other ways to not let them have a gun in the first place. So Gordon mentioned The Onion yesterday. And then John Gruber of Daring Fireball put a link to it. And I guess they really had it set up yesterday, so it was this magical, crazy thing. And as Gordon called it, a template for these mass shootings. And they did. No way to prevent this, says only nation where this regularly happens. Uvalde, Texas. In the hours following a violent rampage in Texas, in which a lone attacker killed at least 21 individuals and injured several others, citizens living in the only country where this kind of mass killing routinely occurs, reportedly. Next story. News in brief. No way to prevent this, says only nation where this regularly happens. Indianapolis. In the hours following a violent rampage in Indiana, in which a lone attacker killed 8 individuals and injured several others, citizens living in the only country where this kind of mass killing routinely occurs reportedly concluded. Next story. No way to prevent this, says only nation where this regularly happens. Boulder, Colorado. In the hours following a violent rampage in Colorado in which a lone attacker killed 10 individuals and injured several others, citizens living in the only country that this mass can... And it goes on and on. It's the same headline, the same story. All they do is change the name of the city and how many people were killed. Oh, there's no way to prevent this. We're stuck. And it's funny in a very dark and tragic way. And no one's laughing. Well, maybe we should. Another email I received yesterday, which was really great. Jana and I, years ago, became lifetime members of Proton. And everything they said, Switzerland, safe email, encrypted email. We are the future. We're going to have a Google Drive. We're going to have our own Proton drive. We're going to have a calendar. We're going to have contacts. And I said, well, eventually there's going to come a time where we don't want to use Gmail or the Google anymore. Because it's sort of expensive. We pay every month for their workspace. And so, way back when Proton was available, they said, hey, you can buy a lifetime subscription to our service, and you'll be upgraded just like if you're, a regular paying service. Gordon says, waiting for the million ways I needed to prove I'm me, to be verified before I can buy the Ethereum, to pay the gas fee, to send you the NFT. Holy heck, 1987 Gordon, and David would say to us, what alien language are you speaking? Very true. And they really do put you through the ringer on the ID thing because they're terrified of credit card chargebacks. But once you're in the system, they all sort of talk to each other, not like a credit report, but sort of like a credit report, where they all agency together, and once you're in, then you're in. But sometimes they want a picture of your driver's license, and but it's okay, because they're protecting you, and they're protecting the possible theft of the credit card. So way back when, you could buy a lifetime subscription, but you pay once, which I like. I'm old-fashioned. I don't like renting software. I don't like subscriptions. I will buy this for this price, and it's mine forever. And that's what Proton did when they were starting. They needed to raise a lot of cash. So I bought one, and Janet bought one, and I think they were $1,000 at the time for each account. But if you... Oh, Gordon's back. Driver's license, no. Blurry, no. See shiny, no. Blurry, no. Shiny, okay, now back. Okay, now do a biometric scan of your face. Okay, we'll get back to you in 5-10 minutes. That is what they do. I'm sorry about that. And the shiny part is big because in New Jersey, they put a hologram over your license. Rejected now, poor quality. Oh, Gordon. And the trick is, for me, you have to angle it just right, and maybe even, I was going to say edit it, but they want you to do it in their app with the photograph. But it's all in the angle. This is going to be an adventure. And most people by this point would say, you know what, I'm done. And who could blame them? It's a little ridiculous. So back then, 10 years ago, whatever it was, you could get a Proton email address. Lifetime. Pay $1,000 when you're done. So now people are paying like $100, $135 a year for the top tier of Proton. So if you go $100 times 10 years, that's $1 million. So we're already ahead of the game. And from now on, we hope the next 50 years, we're going after Eric Bentley, 103. We have a Proton email address. And those lifetime email addresses you can actually sell if you're desperate. Now, we're never selling ours, but some people do. And they are selling for $15,000. And you go to Proton, you say, I want to sell my email address to this person. They're going to pay me this amount of money. You're the in-between, and they're fine with it. They collect the money. They send you the money. They release the email address. So something that you paid $1,000 for is worth 15 times that 10 years later. And once in a while, they will auction off a lifetime subscription that we have. And boy, they sell for big money. I think the last time they did it was $35,000. So every time they do an upgrade and update, because we're lifetime members, we get all of these wonderful advantages. And these are some of our advantages. As a Proton lifetime subscriber, meow meow, we just boosted your total storage, now this is what I've been waiting for, to 3,000 gigabytes to help you make the most out of Proton Drive. Now, that finally is a competitor to Google Drive. Because 3,000 gigabytes is 3 terabytes. That is a lot of space. fabulous. It used to be, believe it or not, 40 gigabytes. And we had ours full to like 98%, 38 gigabytes or something like that. Well, now they've made it 3,000 instead of 40. So now we could theoretically move all our stuff from Google Drive over to Proton Drive and still have more space. Google Drive used to be unlimited. Gordon says, being reviewed again, use my phone to take the pics. Well, that's good. The phones usually have pretty good cameras on them. We'll see what happens. It's all in the reflection. That's what I've learned. And getting the right things. Stay away from a window. Stay away from direct light. Use your body. Because it's the reflections that they're getting all upset about. And it's like, what can I do? There's a hologram, a plastic hologram over my driver license. So Google Drive used to be unlimited, and now they sort of limit it to 2 terabytes. You go over that, you got to pay. So Proton, that we already now own, is up to 3 terabytes, and that's really delightful. That's very, very tempting to just get rid of all the Google and just go, hey, just go over to Proton. And they've been very reliable. They're very responsive. They have wonderful apps. They updated all their apps and all their logos, and it just looks great. They've also increased the number of email addresses you can add to 100. You can also host your own domain there, and we have several domains there already. We could very easily move the remaining domains we have over. Each of your users can now connect to our high-speed VPN on up to 10 devices. Wow, fabulous. And their VPN is very good, very secure. So we're doing very, very well with this. And I just realized I'm not showing you the email. This is the lovely email from Proton. Gratitude for your valuable support. All these wonderful things. We're making the following improvements to visionary and lifetime accounts at no extra cost. It's wonderful. And we've had to wait 10 years for it, but I knew when we started this that it was going to take them 10, 20 years to get everything working, seamlessly going. And I said, I knew in the meantime we had the Google. We have all of our stuff there, so when the time is right, eventually we can just transition slowly everything from Google over to Proton. And now we're getting very close to that. I guess you might say rainbow. And now I'm just going to take one more very brief break and come back and see if we have any excitement from the Commissioner Gordon side of this dialogue. Back in a moment. Okay. Hello. I turn on the mic and the air conditioning comes on. Okay, so Gordon, I'm back early. Gordon says it's not working, and I don't know why. I have a perfectly valid card, which is better. If it was just a valid card, there might be trouble. Perfectly valid card, there's no excuse this is not working. And it's refusing to use it. So this will have to wait a couple of days for me to figure out. To be able to send money from one wallet to another. Sorry, I agree, Gordon, is very frustrating. Many people would have given up by now. And there are many times when I was getting into this where I just gave up. And then I come back and try and then give up and come back and try. Now, this is why. Now, MetaMask is very popular. It's the number one wallet because it is not controlled by any other entity. It is called a non-custodial wallet. So you're on your own. Anything goes wrong, you're on your own. Now, I got into this many years ago, and I used the Coinbase wallet, which is a custodial wallet, which is managed and stored on the Coinbase network. Some people don't like that. They don't like Coinbase. I've never had a problem with Coinbase. So I go to Coinbase.com, and that's where I would have my Bitcoin and Ethereum and my cards for many years. And everything's all set up and verified there. Makes it very easy. And then, so I have two apps on my phone. I have the Coinbase app, which is the app. And then the Coinbase wallet app, also on my phone. And then Coinbase installed in my browser. And some of these websites don't want to take Coinbase, but others do. Everyone takes MetaMask. But Coinbase for me is fine. And it makes it super easy to add Ethereum or Bitcoin to my Coinbase wallet because it pulls from my Coinbase account that I already have set up. So if I change my credit card, if I change my debit card, if I change anything, my Bitcoin amounts, I just go into Coinbase.com and the web, bing, 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 update it. Then it's updated in my Coinbase wallet. I do a little transfer, do a little dance, a little salsa down your pants, and it's done. So I like the seamlessness and the convenience of Coinbase, where hardcore nerds don't, because it's a custodial wallet, which means that Coinbase stores the information about my NFTs, which I don't care. You can go on the blockchain yourself and look up all my NFTs and see what I have, and I don't care because that's what the blockchain is. There are no secrets on the blockchain, which is what you're supposed to want because it's decentralized. But with Coinbase, it's centralized because you're using your Coinbase account to manage your Coinbase wallet. And for those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, that's okay, because it's very confusing and sometimes hard to figure out. And that's why you do alpha testing, and slowly these social networks are starting to come online about these NFTs, because NFTs eventually are going to be everywhere, all part of our day. And it's not necessarily going to be related to artwork. It's going to be related to marriage records and driver licenses and car repair histories. Volvo announced about 2 or 3 months ago that everything they now do in repairing a car is going to be recorded on the blockchain. So if you want to buy a Volvo used, you can look up that car on the blockchain and see everything that has been done to it by Volvo. That's where we're going. So we just can't say, oh, it's too hard, my wallet doesn't work, you can't read my driver's license, which many people say, and they just give up. Not Gordon, though, not me. We're persevering, because this is coming for you, whether you like it or not. And the way they're easing you into it is through artwork and fun things. And then it's going to get very serious. It's going to be government, it's going to be the IRS. Well, maybe not the IRS, because they don't want it decentralized. They want to keep their information about you secret. But everything else, school records, public documents, publishing, there are people who publish websites now on the blockchain. IPFS instead of HTTPS. And why do people like that? It's very immature right now, a little complicated. They like the idea of being published on the blockchain, and your internet provider can't take you offline. A court can't order a subpoena to remove all of your files and take down the website because nobody can do it. They can't take something off the blockchain and censor it. So that's the beauty of it all, really. So the sooner you get in, the sooner you start mastering this, the more exciting you will be moving into the future, because you're going to be way ahead of other people who just have no clue about what any of this means. Well, I had a wonderful time today. I thank you so much for joining us. I wish you a good evening, a good day, and a good morning, and a wonderful nap. Just don't take your nap longer than 20 minutes, because then you'll wake up groggy instead of refreshed. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach me, David, at Boles.tv. Jana Marie is Jana at Boles.tv for any questions you have for her. On Facebook, we are BOLES. Look for more to come on Facebook. Twitter, we're at David Boles. Super follows to follow. On Instagram, we are Boles Books. TikTok, we are Boles TV. And our Discord server, if you're interested in joining us for lively discussion off stream, you can simply go here. And now the Boles bot is back. It doesn't say Streamlabs. I don't know why, but I'm very happy it's there. It's a good way to end the day or begin the day. So until tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, I thank you so much for being here. And I will see you tomorrow when ye shall awaken and our souls are full of joy and anticipation of what the next day will bring. Take care, and I'll see you soon.